Hi guys, welcome to the unboxing and full review of this DIGITNOW digital film and slide scanner. The listing says convert 35mm 110 and 126 and Super 8 films and 8mm films, negatives and slide to 22 megapixel JPEG images including 4.3-inch TFT LCD display. The price is currently around $140 on Amazon, and the reviews are very mixed, but it's hard to find anything which doesn't have also bad reviews. And the style looked good, the price was okay, and it seems to be pretty flexible regarding the options. You can do almost everything. I've just heard that this thing, like this scanning process, can be pretty slow, but as far as I've seen, it's the same thing with almost all these devices. But I was in need. I thought, yeah, it's about time to do something with my very old slides. They are up to 40 years old and probably not in the best condition anymore. I have already tried to scan some 8mm videos, and I've been successful more or less, and I thought, yeah, okay, it's time to do the same thing with the photos. And so I tried this thing here. We have some specs, but the specs you have on Amazon anyway. I'm not going into detail too much. If you want to read everything, put it on pause, go to the highest resolution 1080p, and you should be able to read everything what's on the box. There's even a number. I don't know if this is the official product number of this one here. Yeah, apart from the sticker we don't have anything, so maybe it's just an internal number. So let's open this thing and see what we get. Everything nicely packaged. So we have this thing here, a lot of stuff. We have also some manual here. So okay, here you can see what we get. We get a quick start guide. Obviously, yeah, that's C198. Hope you can see everything. Yeah, it's nothing in the back. And then we have the full manual. That's a lot, and I think too much to show you everything. Let's see how many pages these are. 12 pages. Yeah, that should be possible. Yeah, 12 pages, I can do that. Since I haven't seen any contact information or website, I think this makes sense that I show you everything here. Just make sure. Yeah, it's a little bit small writing here, small letters. Yeah, just make sure that you go on to the highest resolution, then put it on pause on every page. You should be able then to see and read almost everything here. I'm trying not to hide a lot here with my fingers, but I really have to pin it down, otherwise the sides will come up and you will have a hard time to read. Here we are already on page 7 and 8. It's probably the different things you can use. Side 9 and 10, and we should be almost at the end. That's just the specs here and some statement, and I think we are done. Yeah, that's a German card here. And yeah, by the way, regarding the accessories, I mean, here that's the box with a couple of buttons here. I don't know if there's a protection. It's pretty scratched. Maybe there's a protection here. We have the entrance, we have the HDMI, mini USB. I don't know why they still keep going with mini USB. It's so outdated. It's really extreme. I mean, this shouldn't be around. I mean, we have USB-C, and yeah, here's some gold contacts face down. For the SD card, looks like there's no SD card here inside, so you have to make sure you buy your own SD card. Here we have the mini USB, and we have this thing hopefully with worldwide power, yeah, voltage. I think it supports worldwide. And then we get all these rails here, all the different rails. You can see them here. So I'm going a little bit closer here. I hope you can see everything. Yeah, a couple of these things. Hopefully they are really good size and fit perfectly. What's that? Clean brush. That's a brush, yeah, something like that. Yeah, a lot of adapters here. Yeah, let's find out at least if we can use this thing, and maybe I'll try with an 8mm. Maybe I'll do a separate video after that, but first the most important thing is to convert some of these slides here. So I'm back here after scanning my first images, and it hasn't been really difficult. I haven't found any major difficulties or problems, or I mean, it's not a very smooth process, of course, but it can be done, I think, by everybody, and I don't see these huge complaints that people are giving 1-star reviews or so. I think it's something which you would expect, and it's difficult to get better results probably from these old pictures. It's just what's on it, more or less, and what you can expect from a device at this price range. So yeah, this is how it goes. We start, of course, I have connected it to the original power here, and I have found this old SD card which I'm pushing inside here. It's not difficult. So I'm turning this thing on here, and yeah, we have a couple of things which you can do. We can select the type of film, so either slide or black and white or negative film. So I'm having a slide, and I have to choose the right size. I think it's a 135, I'm not 100% sure, but I've done it and it works pretty good. So with 2 times pressing we can go back to the menu anytime. So there's more here. We can also use the format function here to format the media, I mean the SD card in the back, and this is of course recommended at the beginning before you start. Of course you can format it in a PC, but it works pretty good here. Then we have the resolution 14 megapixel or 22. I have tested with 14 and 22, and I had the impression that there was not much difference, except with 22 megapixel it had a little bit more artifacts, but it hasn't been able to really get more resolution, more real value out of it. It's just more like a technical thing. So I go with 14 megapixel, and if I had the chance I would even select for lower resolution, but yeah, we stick with the 14 megapixel here. We have also always to go back. Then we have the language. You have a couple of different languages. We can also use the cable to hook it up to your PC, and then you can use it like a USB stick or so, and then transfer your pictures. But I have been using the SD card directly into my laptop because it has an SD card reader, but you can choose what you want. Then of course the capturing, which we are looking into right away, and the playback. So here you can see everything which you have already been recorded. It's like a player from the SD card. You can click here and then go through all the images. It's super slow here. Yeah, I go to number 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, it's super slow, and you cannot do a lot. I mean, you have, I think there are some options, but I can't remember how to do that. But I don't recommend to use this a lot, maybe just to check if there's something on it. So then let's go back to capture, and of course we need something to capture first. I have this thing here, and I have figured that's the thing to go, and based on the instructions we have to open this thing, but it's very difficult, and I have figured that it's really prone to break if you push or pull too hard. If you do this 100 times, you're very likely to break this thing. I mean, I do this once, one more time here for you. I think the best is to grab it here. Now it's open, and the idea is to put it here inside. There's something you can see here. We have an area which is a little bit recessed, so we have to align this thing here, so it's not moving around. You can see that here. But what I prefer to do, and I think they also designed this on purpose, that you can push it in from the right side. It's much faster and much easier. You just push this thing inside, and then you have to make sure that it's locked here. It's very easy. It's much faster, much easier, and you're not going to break this thing. So here we are, we have to confirm capture, and we move it in from the right side. Yeah, one more thing here before we start scanning. Yeah, we can look through the whole hole here. It's like a tunnel. We can see this on the other side as well. And maybe you can see the scanning area in the middle, which is highlighted. And here we have the brush, so we can go into this area and clean it a little bit when we have the impression that there is something on it, like a little bit of dust or so. So here we are. Let's feed this thing in from the right side. And that's actually my only problem, my only complaint here. When we are here in this area, sometimes it's really difficult to push it further inside. We really have to, so because otherwise we cannot scan the image. And sometimes you really have to try move this thing a little bit left and right, up and down, while pushing pretty hard. I have done this a couple of times. Now I'm totally stuck here. You really have to find out how's the easiest way not to push against something. I have really no clue where it's stuck. Maybe it's good when we push this together or squeeze it somehow and then push it inside. I think that's the solution here. And we can see, we can move this picture, this image a little bit left, right, and can make sure that it's centered. Of course, the image quality is better than what you see, because it's always difficult to record an LCD screen with this camera here. It's almost impossible. The image isn't bad. I didn't have this at the beginning. I had to optimize this, and probably you have to do this just once. So how to do? You click on OK, and you get these corrections here. This is the EV, and we can go left and right. You can see that. And at the beginning everything was on 0, and this is how it looked at the beginning. So I went a little bit to the left side, and I think, yeah, it's almost the best to have it on -2 here in this situation. Of course, you have to decide on your own what you think is the best, but I think I'm going with this thing here. I like it a little bit darker. With pushing OK, you can go to the red and green and blue, and even this thing, which I don't know at the moment what it is. But most of these things, I figured, it doesn't change a lot. So I have been going through everything. The only thing which I really needed in this case was the EV compensation. So when you are happy with that, you just press here. This is somehow like the back button here. And now we are in the preview again. And to go into the save option, we click again. And here we have the option to save, or to cancel, or to go to home with the OK button. But we want to save it here one more time, doesn't matter. And you can see it's done. This is how long it takes. Really didn't take very long. The longest time you spend here is, of course, to insert the images or the slides here in this holder. That's the big thing here. If you have hundreds or thousands of these things, then you will be busy for quite some time. But you can see it's not a too big deal here. I put this thing back, take the next one, don't even know what that is, put it back here, push it inside, and then back into this thing. So I don't know how long this really takes, but maybe 20 seconds or so for one picture. And yeah, but I think it's worth it. I think it's capable to bring out as much as possible. If the picture is not good like this, then the original is probably also not good, because the other picture which you have seen with the bike is pretty good, I would say, for this age. So for me, definitely works. So this is again everything we get. All these parts here, I think you can really use them for almost everything. Yeah, I have here some sample images which I have been recording, or which I'm recording now. I mean, it's not even the original. I have uploaded it to the Google Photos website, and so it has been compressed again, but this is about what you can expect maybe. This is also an image which I have made. I had to work a little bit with the compensation, exposure compensation. Then some images which I think are really not too bad. I mean, I'm a little bit too close. So here we are with this thing, and then we have other pictures. That's the one with the pizza. Of course, yeah, the original was already not good. Here, pretty dark and not in focus. That's definitely a better one. You can see when the original was good. So actually, yeah, the outcome of the scanning of these slides can be pretty good. I have one here which I think is also quite good. Even when we zoom in, there are quite some details. I mean, it's not the same thing as you would have like with a digital image which you just took, but the colors are surprisingly good. Yeah, here it's totally off focus. Then some other dark images, but still it's not bad. It's about what you had on the pictures probably also 40 years ago. So I'm pretty happy with that. Also this one here from my brother, yeah, I think that's not bad. I mean, it's about what we had these days with these analog photos, and I'm pretty happy that I've been able to recover or save these things here. Even the 8mm or Super 8mm, but probably it will be difficult. I mean, you have to feed it in and then push or pull a little bit on this side, image by image. Yeah, could be a tough thing to do. There are better ways for videos. I have one thing. It's a little bit more expensive, of course, but yeah, I wouldn't do that for videos. But for images, I think that's a good option, and I'll keep going with that. And from my side, actually, full recommendation so far. And so I'll put down the link to the Amazon listing of this device down into the description, so you can check it out, order it right from there if you like it. And I hope I've been able to help you a little bit with this video. If you have any questions or comments, just write to the comment section below. I'm always happy to talk about these things, and if you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.